Listen, for some of you, this is going to bring up painful hockey memories, and I won't blame you at all if you click X right now to exit the video. Just know that there's a small chance you might miss the X by half an inch. Hey everyone, Steve Dangle here, and welcome to another episode of Steve's Dang-It's, where I talk about a blooper from the past that makes life very painful for one fan base and makes the other 30 laugh really hard. But this one, I'm not even a Flames fan, and this one still hurts my soul. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm sure you already read the title of the video, but all I gotta say, Martin Gelinas. Listen, cheering for the Leafs growing up, whenever it came to the Stanley Cup Final, I usually had to pick a team because mine was not there. And in 2004, I'm not sure I've ever cheered for a team to win as much as I cheered for the 2004 Flames, which may explain why they lost. To me, the 2004 Calgary Flames were everything that I loved and any hockey fan should love about the sport. They were skilled and exciting, but rugged and honest. In the dead puck era where the goalie reigned supreme, Miikka Kiprusoff burst onto the scene and was one of the best goalies in the sport at the time. And sorry not sorry, if you didn't like Jarome Iginla, you didn't like hockey. He would outwork you, he would outscore you, he would outhit you, and if that made you frustrated and you tried to fight him, he would outfight you. He was the prototypical hockey player of the time. Your prototypical power forward, the type of player that every team thought they had when they drafted a guy until that guy went up against Jarome Iginla. I guess what I'm trying to say is I liked Iggy a lot, and that's why I named my first dog after him. But the problem with Jarome Iginla and the Calgary Flames is they didn't make the playoffs a whole big bunch. Jarome Iginla's first NHL game was actually in the 1996 Stanley Cup playoff game with the Calgary Flames, and it wasn't until 8 years later that he would get in there again. And anyone implying that that might have been his fault did not watch the gold medal game in Salt Lake City in 2002. Once again, hot and bothered, sorry. But the 03-04 Flames, coming in hot. And the Flames' first round matchup, the Vancouver Canucks. All Canadian matchup, awesome. And the series was awesome. The Flames up 3-2 in Game 6, triple overtime. The Canucks win it and force Game 7. At the end of regulation, Flames up 1, clock ticking down, and Matt Cook ties it almost at the buzzer, and we have overtime. And in overtime, on the power play from an Ed Jovanovski penalty that carried on over into overtime, guess who? Martin Gelinas. Gelinas eliminates the Canucks. The Flames move on to round 2. And in round 2, against the Detroit Red Wings, once again, the Flames up 3-2. No goals heading into overtime. That means there is only going to be one goal in this game. And there was one goal in that game. In overtime, Martin Gelinas. For those of you keeping count, 2 of Gelinas' 5 goals in those playoffs were series winners at the time. Miikka Kiprusoff, by the way, with the 38-save shutout. Round 3, Flames taking on the San Jose Sharks. Again, Flames go into Game 6 up 3-2. They don't need overtime this time. They win Game 6 3-1. But wait a tick, let me just do some quick math. If the Flames won the game 3-1, then whoever scored their second goal got the game-winning and therefore series-winning goal. Who was that? Oh my goodness, can you guess? Martin Gelinas. His only goal of the series, but 6th goal of the playoffs, was his 3rd series-winning goal. All 3 of the Flames' series-winning goals were from Martin Gelinas. Are you joking? And now, just relax, because the Flames get to watch Game 7 in the East between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Philadelphia Flyers. Ruslan Fedotenko scores, Freddie Modin scores, and Nikolai Khabibulin stops 22 of 23. Tampa wins Game 7, and they move on to the Stanley Cup Final to take on the Flames. In Game 1 of that series, the Flames win 4-1. Easy. In Game 2, the Lightning win 4-1. But, not as easy. No, 135 penalty minutes were assessed in that one. This series was a series. Game 3, the first game of the series that was in Calgary, Jarome Iginla and Vinny Lecavalier, captain versus captain, and a scrap in the Stanley Cup Final. Chris Simon, Sean Donovan, and Jarome Iginla with your goals for Calgary. Miikka Kiprusoff stopping 21 of 21 for the shutout. Flames take the 2-1 series lead. Game 4, an ace from the Bulin wall, Nikolai Khabibulin, 29 of 29 for the shutout. Brad Richards with the only goal in that one. Tampa Bay wins. So you talk about your seesaw battle. Calgary wins 4-1, Tampa wins 4-1. Calgary shutout, Tampa shutout. What will Game 5 hold? The game is tied 2-2, heading into overtime. And in overtime, Jarome Iginla's bucket comes off, and the shift of legend.
Gear shot, big rebound, Abby Bowden out of the net, down. It's stepped to the corner, on the net, won't get loose, now it is. And St. Louis went over, he swung around there. Calgary with a heat on again. Coming in as Nilsson, a little backhander at the net, hoping for something to happen. Iginla, he'll look at the net, he'll go for it, out front. Here comes the shot, that's knocked down, and Tampa Bay Lightning, the Cavalier. Coming on with him as St. Louis couldn't get the pass to him. Iginla picks it up and leaves it. Here's Nilsson coming in again. In the high slot, turns back to the blue line. No shot in there. Hard around the net, Saprikin got it back out front. Here's the pass, Iginla shoots, stop, rebound, score! Calgary wins the game!
Saprikin dumped the rebound in, and you can see the joy.
And with the help of a legendary shift from Jarome Iginla, Oleg Saprikin scores to bring the Calgary Flames within one game. I said one game of the Stanley Cup. For the fourth time in those playoffs, the Calgary Flames find themselves going into Game 6 of a series up 3-2. What's it gonna be? First period? No goals. Oh, Brad Richards scores on the power play, Tampa up 1-0. Chris Clark scores for the Calgary Flames, it's a tie game. Brad Richards again on the power play, again! Tampa's up 2-1, but Marcus Nilsson responds, and we got a tie game, folks. This is it. This is it. You don't understand. You don't understand. This is 2004. And the Stanley Cup Final. We're talking about an era in which goal scoring was next to impossible, where goalies reigned supreme, and the two goalies in question happened to be Nikolai Khabibulin and Mika Kiprasov. And back then, not just back then, not just in the playoffs, but in the Stanley Cup Final, you probably could have dropped your stick on the bench and taken a battle axe with you, doused it in gas and set it on fire, and they would have thought about giving you a high sticking penalty, but yeah, I probably would have let it slide. Make no mistake, tied 2-2 heading into the third. The next goal wins. Oh, it wasn't a guarantee, but it was a much more sure thing back then. Time winding down, Jason Cullimore of the Tampa Bay Lightning takes a penalty. Are you kidding? There's an unbelievable chance the next goal wins and we get a power play! With 7 minutes to go in the third period, with that power play dwindling, this happens.
2-2 is a score. 7 minutes left in regulation. Calgary trying to win the cup tonight, and there goes a speedy Saprikin again. Got in! Loose puck came to the blue ice, and it was covered and cleared the length of the ice. 8 seconds left to kill. That was a close call, that latest one. Andrechuk fooled everybody and went back with it. He nearly fooled his own defenseman. Kabina chopped at center ice by Cullimore. And offside, penalty done, and on that power play, just the one shot.
Well, Saprikin, the hero of Game 5, nearly scored on this rush, as he's the guy going to the net, and he did not get his stick on it, and neither could Jelena. Nice play, 2 nice plays by the goaltender. One, he intercepted the pass with his glove, and then kicked it out, as Saprikin nearly gets around the corner on Tim Taylor.
Did you see it? Because it happened so fast that a lot of people did not, particularly people wearing black and white, and no, I am not talking about members of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Roll the replay.
Saprikin cutting in, let's have a look at it, and it hits Jelena's skate and goes off the right pad of Khabibulin. And here is a look, a close-up look, and you have to definitely see the puck over the line to count it.
Ah! Ah! That's in! Ah! That's the cup! That's the cup, man! The puck on this replay appears to stop just in front of Nikolai Khabibulin's pad, but most importantly, all the way across the goal line, and it was put there by none other than, are you actually joking me, Martin Jelena. Now, let's break a couple things down real quick. That puck bangs in off his skate. Let's watch it again. Do we see a distinct kicking motion? No, we do not. We see a guy going 1,000 miles an hour into the goal crease, and he decided, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that, and I'm gonna stop. So, if the puck crosses the line, that's a goal. And this is it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is how many times we see review, and we're like, oh my goodness, I regret this so much, and I wish we could go back to the way it used to be. Really? You sure? Because we've been talking about this goal for 16 years now. Did this puck cross the line? Just use your eyes. That's it. Look at the puck is it's a puck. If you're watching this video, you know what a puck is, and you see that it's across the line. Not so fast. It's a word, it starts with a P, and it automatically makes Flames fans mad. No, it's not enough, how dare you. Parallax. Now, on this very YouTube channel, John Shannon broke down what the parallax angle is, ironically using a no-goal call against the Calgary Flames that looked eerily similar to this, but it was not this. It was Sam Bennett trying to score on Frederik Andersen of, at the time, the Anaheim Ducks.
Who knew in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs we'd be sitting talking about geometry rather than hockey? It's called the parallax view or the parallax angle. It's something that the guys in the video room at the National Hockey League deal with on a regular basis when you consider camera angles and you consider controversy of that little black puck going across the red line. They faced that problem last night at the Saddle Dome with Sam Bennett's shot that went off Frederik Andersen's pad just an inch and a half above the ice, and that created the illusion that the puck was in the net. There was no doubt in 20,000 Flame fan mind and millions more on television that puck was in the net. Well, you know what? Science sometimes can't lie. It wasn't in the net for one simple reason, the parallax angle. Let's take a look at it. Here's the puck. It appears to be in. Simply in. Easy. That's a goal. There's no question. But as we get closer and we use the angle and we get right over top, we see in fact that the puck is actually still touching the red line. Hence the parallax angle, hence inconclusive evidence of a goal, hence no goal Calgary Flames.
Here it is in a nutshell. Hockey is ridiculous. It's absurd. It's ridiculous that we came up with the idea for this sport and then played it, and now it's played professionally. It's on ice with knife shoes at 1,000 miles an hour, and we love it. And on top of that, do we use a ball? No. Do we use a football even? A weird shaped ball? No. It is a rubber puck. Oh, rubber like it's bouncy? No, if it hits you in the face, it will destroy it. Oh, like it'll leave a nasty welt? No, it'll make the tooth fairy remortgage their house. Oh, but it's perfectly round? Of course not. It's like a 3D disc that's shut up and play. And the thing bounces all over the place. It can go into the net like this, or like all sorts of ways. And from a certain angle, if the puck is on a certain angle and a certain distance from the goal line, it can look like it's in. But if you go in close, real close, you can see that it's not in. Here's the problem with this particular goal. We don't have that angle. It's not necessarily the best quality. We had to rip this from YouTube, but the fine broadcast crew with ABC at the time put this together during Game 7.
Well, remember Game 6, there was a goal at one point that looked like it had crossed the line, but it never counted. The NHL ruled that it didn't go in. That was the shot that we had. Our guys worked very hard on this computer animation to see if we could look at it from a different angle. Not scientific, and they made certain assumptions, including the height of the puck. But the computer animation that we generated with the only information we had shows the NHL absolutely made the right call. There's no way they could conclusively say it was over the line. I personally stand corrected. I said it was in, that it was in.
We all did, but the NHL was adamant in their replay look. The entire puck has to be over the goal line. I have a brother that's a big Calgary fan. He says, I think it was in. I said, what? He says, I think it was in. I said, you think or you know? He said, I think. There's your answer. It has to be conclusive.
So, wow. Okay. They took the information they had, which was the footage. They did some measurements. They had some technology. They did a little bit of tinkering, and they came up with this. They don't think that the puck crossed the line. It's an educated guess. We don't know, and we will never know, if that puck ever crossed that line. And you know what happens. Martin Gelinas does not score. Double overtime. Martin St. Louis does.
Time is underway. Sidori coming back. Headed up to the point and out of the zone. The shots were 7-7 in both the third period and in the overtime. 2 for 4 on the power play for the Lightning. 0 for 3 Calgary. St. Louis puts the hit on. Leopold in the corner, got it out of there. Moved it up the wall. Tullamore went down. Taylor the shot. Redirected. Score! Game 7! Martin St. Louis! We are going back to Tampa Bay! 33 seconds into the double overtime.
His first shot of the game. Gets the rebound, put it up top.
Martin St. Louis.
Shot came from the point, and St. Louis got the rebound.
What a season.
Here. Calgary had a chance to get the puck out, but Jerome McGinley had it hit his skate. He didn't know it did. That's when Tampa Bay transitioned.
In Game 7, Ruslan Fedotenko with a pair of goals. He was fantastic in those playoffs. But Craig Conroy scores in the third to give the Flames life. The Tampa Bay Lightning come away 2004 Stanley Cup champions. Oh, I know. I know. Hey, I was sad too, man. I wanted the Flames to win. I badly wanted them to win that series. Like, it was cool to see, like, Dave Anderchuk hoist the Stanley Cup. I wasn't sad that the Lightning won. I was sad that the Flames lost, though. And this is exactly why we call them dang-its. They're not necessarily bloopers or screw-ups, mistakes. A dang-it's just something that makes you say, dang it. A dang it is something that makes you say something far worse than dang it. A dang it can put you in 16 years worth of therapy. This is worse than the dang it's. This is the worst. You know, when your team becomes the first team to ever give up a 4-1 lead in the third period of a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup playoffs, I can laugh at it because it's somewhat cartoony. Oh, it still hurts deep down inside, but I could see how some would find it funny. When my team loses to a 42-year-old Zamboni driver who works for their minor league affiliate, I yelled and screamed at the time, but as I patched up the drywall, I could see the humor in it. This being this close and never getting to actually know if the puck went in. That's pain. That's pain. I am so sorry to producer Drew for what I am about to do to the comment box. Leave a comment down below. Was that puck in? But make no mistake, folks, we were this close to having Calgary renamed Jelinaville. Can you imagine the guy scores the series-winning goal in all 4 series en route to his Stanley Cup? Scores the Stanley Cup winning goal! He's a hero! He's an icon! And he might have been. And maybe he should have been. We'll never know. That, my friends, is a dang it. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. You deserve better. You really did.